Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. This is a review that many of you have asked for quite some time, and it is happening because of a really generous, well, trusting, good person, a friend of mine, Logan, on Instagram. He got in touch and he said he would love for me to do a review on the Batman figure by Inart. He also offered to send me the Gandalf figure, which I was very tempted to accept that as well, but I just felt nervous enough as it was, having someone else's figure like this, which has many little intricate parts. But thank you so much, Logan, for offering to send me the figure to review. Honestly, sir, that is a really nice thing for you to do, and everyone who has been waiting for this review, do thank Logan in the comments, because he's done a really good thing here. There he is on Instagram, Merc_bat. That's Logan. Thanks again so much, man. Such a impressive looking piece, and I was so frustrated because I really enjoyed doing the review on the Hot Toys version of this Batman, and I was actually contacted by Inart a couple of times just to, see if I was interested in reviewing something, and I of course got back in touch with them and said absolutely, but I was never talking directly to Inart. It was always through someone in the middle. I won't say his name in case he doesn't want me to, but it's just someone who's kind of communicating with me and then sending my messages back to Inart, and then they reply to him and then he tells me what they said. It was all a bit awkward, but I know for a fact that they sent samples of this figure to a couple of YouTubers with a lot of subscribers, big numbers coming in, and they offered me a discount on the figure, and I knew that was a bit weird. I thought, well, why are the other guys on YouTube getting it as a sample to review and I'm getting a discount? I sent them so many clips that I'd made in the past, trying to give them a sense of what I do with figures, and lots of photography, and they asked for my analytics, which I felt a bit weird about. I gave them everything they wanted to know, but I've never been asked for that kind of stuff before. It all seems so I don't know what the word is, but just from my past experience dealing with companies like Enterbay and Caustic Plastic, well, a few others, but they're the big ones that I've dealt with, done reviews for in the past. I've never been asked for my analytics or anything like that. I've never been told any rules about the review or when it goes live, or showing it to people before it goes live to check it. I've never had any of that before, so didn't end up reviewing the figure because I didn't accept the discount, because I knew other people were getting it as a sample, and I just felt a little bit insulted considering what I knew I could do with this thing if I could get my hands on it. I even offered to send it back, and that's when I kind of just threw my hands in the air and gave up, because I said, look, send me a Batman. Doesn't have to be in a box with everything. There must be just a Batman at Inart somewhere like this, just in the studio, just hanging around. Send me one of them, just the figure. I'll do the video, do the review, all the photography, and then I'll send it back to you. And they didn't go for that, just offered the discount, which I just turned down politely. But then Logan swooped in with this amazing opportunity to see this piece, so I'm going to do my best to show it to you in the best way possible and give you my thoughts on this 1/6 scale figure. So drop a like on the video, that'll help more people find the channel, and let me know your comments when you're done watching. Again, just a truly stunning looking piece. It's not all perfect. There's a couple of things that are a bit of an issue for me personally. I can't seem to move the eyes because they're just really difficult to get to. I think I remember Justin telling me that once, but it's true. You just can't get to them, and I'll show you inside the head. But I think the actual cowl itself, we'll get to the Hot Toys comparison after this review, but you know how the Hot Toys one kind of has that bulbous look from the front view and some other angles. This does not have that. It's very just pleasing to look at. I love the color tone of the suit. I love the material that they've chosen. Some of my other little niggles are the magnets in the base seem to be very weak, and having seen so many Caustic Plastic magnet base figure setups recently and how strong those magnets are, this is so weak compared to that. That thing when you have a magnet base for your figure and you you go to lift the figure up and the base comes right with it with a caustic plastic. Even when you shake it, the base doesn't even wobble off the feet. It's so strongly attached. Like, he's stuck to the base at the moment, but it's not very strong. I mean, it lifts a little bit, but I don't feel too secure. So I would, if this was a figure I had in my collection, I would definitely get a different base with a groin grabber to make sure he never falls forward or anything like that. I also do not like the cape. There is just way too much of it. In the movie, if I remember correctly, his cape really serves no purpose other than to just look like Batman. At least in the Nolan trilogy, there was a good few reasons for him having the cape. It was to help him with stealth in Batman Begins especially, and obviously for getting around gliding off of rooftops. But he certainly didn't use his cape to jump off the roof in the movie. That was like that glide suit thing that he pulled the cord and it all came out. So I think if you're going to make a figure that looks this good, and it really, really does, then you should really put more thought into the cape. There was no reason for the cape to spread out as much as it does on this figure. There's many strong wires going through it which help you kind of tame it, at least from the front view. But if I start turning him to the side, it all just unfolds in front of you, and you can see all the cape just folded over and folded over on top of itself to try and tame it a little bit. They should have at least given you a much more, just a narrow cape that just hangs without the wires. I would say definitely should have included just a drape cape option, because it's very difficult to work with, and it's such a shame because, I know you're looking at it now thinking that looks absolutely fine, but that took ages. And to me, I'm a bit of a perfectionist, so I'm still not really happy with the way it looks. I mean, especially when, like I said, once we turn him to the side, or God forbid, look at it from the back, it's just an absolute mess. There's way too much cape there. That's fine if you want to have really dramatic blowing in the wind looks with the wires, but they definitely should have included a less cape is the only way I can put it. Not as widely spread, just something that hangs with no wires and a nice kind of thick, heavy material that drapes nicely. That would have made this figure, even with the issue I'm having moving the eyes, an absolute masterpiece. So I have a good few of the accessories out on the desk here, not all of them, all the main stuff. I left some of the cards in the box and some of his little gadgets in there as well, because I know you've already seen the really in-depth reviews with 30-minute long sections holding up accessories, which I'm not doing. So we're just going to get straight into it. I know I was saying that we've probably been here for about 20 minutes talking about absolute waff, but now it's time for me to do what I do. I've got to try and move his eyes though, because he just looks really surprised all the time. So if I can get his eyes looking up a little bit, it might make him look a bit more intense. But I'll show you what I mean about the inside of the head and getting to them. It's very difficult. This is difficult to show you because I'm filming with a big heavy camera and it goes out of focus, so I have to really try and stretch my arm and get it further away. No, I haven't done it. There we go. Right, see those two sticks? They're partially covered by the plastic that surrounds it above, so you can't get your fingers near them. I mean, I guess the only thing you can do is try and push them in an upwards direction. I'm not sure which way that he'll end up looking if I do that. I think they're slightly off anyway, but I'm going to have to get involved with it. I need to try and move these eyes, but that's what it's like. It's partially covered, so it's very difficult to get to. Okay, I have managed to move the eyes upwards slightly, and now he looks really intense. Do love the skin tone they've done on the mouth plates. I love the paler complexion. Makes total sense considering his nocturnal ways. See, now to me, this bit of footage right here alone is good enough reason for Inart to have sent something along, even if it had to be sent back afterwards. But if you were getting this footage of this figure back when it first released, I don't think we would have been seeing too many debates about which figure is the better looking. And that's the joy of the hobby for me, is filming them and lighting them and taking pictures and just seeing what I see through the lens and feeling that satisfaction as I'm filming it, knowing that other people are going to see it too. And any doubts go out the window. I mean, look at that. Could have had this footage a lot sooner. It's not all about analytics. Again, a massive thank you to Logan for offering to send his figure, which he's trusted me with. Which I gotta be honest, if it was me, I don't know if I could do that, especially with something this beautiful. I think I'd have to hang on to it and keep it safe at all times. But Logan, man, thank you so much for the opportunity, because this is absolutely stunning, and I'm gonna have to send it back to him. That's gonna be the rough bit. Be like crying, putting it back in the box. Left with the Hot Toys version, which is fine, but it's a good thing. I mean, I like the film and I love the suit, to be honest. I think it is one of the coolest, definitely one of the coolest on-screen Batman suits ever. You know, I'll never put anything other than Batman Begins at number 1. That's just my personal thing, but yeah, I understand if anyone wants to put this at number 1. It's so cool looking. Didn't think I'd ever like a collar on Batman, because I'm all about that thick neck action, that animal-like presence, but this is just awesome looking. I prefer this over the Dark Knight suit, to be honest, from the Dark Knight and the Dark Knight Rises. Definitely. But yeah, before we get on with the review, I'm going to have to figure something out, because I'm not going to be able to stop thinking about this. I know what I'm like. Every time I look at my Hot Toys one, which I still do like, sure, fine, whatever, but this, that's all I can say. It's a one-word review, this. That should be it. It'd be a very short review, and it wouldn't make any sense, because you'd be like, what? But that's, oh, look at that, everything just fucking looks amazing, doesn't it? We got a got a Bruce Wayne head with hair. I'll get the light on him. It's very dark at the moment, but wow, incredible, just incredible looking. I'm gonna have to figure something out. You know, they're probably pretty expensive, I'd imagine, but yeah, I mean, I might be able to just live with having the video on the channel. Sometimes, like when I sell a figure, I think, well, at least all the videos are on the channel if I ever want to look at it again. I mean, I've filmed the hell out of them, so that's fine. But yeah, I think I probably will have to try and pick this up at some point. Maybe they'll do like another version later on, and I can just pick up this older one for a reasonable price. Who knows? Stunning, absolutely stunning. But yeah, I will bring you a comparison video after this review between this and the Hot Toys one. Right, all the hands have these little magnets in there. Let me get some light on that for you. There's a light, there it is. Yep, little magnet in there. So changing over the hands should be pretty straightforward. They're really nice hands. We'll get a closer look at them in a minute. There's Bruce Wayne's hair. Look at a bit of light in his eyes. I loosened up his hair just a little bit because it was in one of those little cases it comes in. It was all very flat to his face. Okay, I got the figure on the rotating base, and you'll see as it turns now what I mean about the cape. It's just not very pleasant looking at all. I've just had to do loads of folds and try and get all that material to kind of slender down a little bit, so that from the front view it just looks, well, hopefully looks like he's just, no, it's just not going to work, is it? You need a nice drape cape for this figure. And I did see 1/6 Kit on Facebook was saying that there's some available on his website now, so I might check that out, because I'm just not happy with that one that comes with the figure. But overall, the proportions on the body itself and all the armor look fantastic. The transition between the head and the neck's a bit messy. It's not very seamless looking. I don't remember it being that obvious on the Hot Toys one, but we'll get to that in the comparison, I guess. But from dead on front it's fine, but as soon as you start to turn you can see a pretty obvious head and neck separation situation here. I'd have to go back and check, but I think I remember when I reviewed the Hot Toys one having issues just getting him to do a simple kind of knuckle cracking pose like this, like he's about to throw down. This one can do it very easily, but I seem to remember that being a bit of an issue when I was trying to do it with the Hot Toys one. But yeah, no problems here. I changed over the hand, nice and easy. Also, the batarang on his chest comes off very easily. It's a very weak magnet for that. I don't know if it's because they want you to be able to access it easily, taking it on and off, but the right side, his right side, kind of sticks up out of the corner there. I can't get that to lay flat, but the other side does. Oh, I'm getting away with it using the toothpick to move the eyes around. That seems to be doing the job. Just pick the right tool, something long and thin. It's still really fiddly, but you can get the eyes looking wherever you want. It's just really hard to get to them. Let me get close up. Try my best to line up the eyes as best as I can. I think I've pretty much got it there. I did have to go back a few times. I love the effect of the stubble as well. That's really, really nicely done. Incredible detail. And the collar on the Inart figure is a lot more accurate as far as, having the space between the collar and the neck. Remember all that all that many videos of different custom neck pieces and trying to get the Hot Toys figure to look more accurate. And then you don't have to do any of that with this one. You just need a better cape and that's it. I'd have him on a more secure base personally, something with a groin grabber just to make sure he never falls over. The magnets are not the strongest and the ankle joints are fine, but not as stiff as I'd want them to be when he doesn't have anything to support him other than those ankles, which tend to loosen over the years. But I would just be very careful. Alright, so the Bruce Wayne head is now on the body, and that's very easy to do. Good strong magnet on there. I've got him deliberately quite dark at the moment. We'll get to all the light stuff soon enough, but I like to keep it moody. He's in the back cave. He's just taken off the cowl. And his hair should look a little bit more sweaty, but that's up to you. I totally get why Inart have given it to you the way it is here. I mean, there is some kind of product in there to kind of make it look a little bit like he's sweaty from being under the cowl, but you can definitely do that yourself. I had to do that with my Heath Ledger Joker, and originally his hair was quite fluffy, but then I went in with like a clear gloss varnish for model kits and stuff, and just lightly painted it on the hair once I styled it the way I wanted it. And this one's based on the mob meeting scene. It's a custom head. It's incredible. So it would be easy enough to make him look a little bit more sweaty. But obviously it's not my figure, so I won't be doing that. But Logan, if you are that way inclined, you could just get yourself some clear gloss. I can show you the one that I use. And just lightly apply it and it'll look really, really real. It already looks real. But me personally, I just go for a little bit more of a sweaty, fresh out of the cowl look. And there he is with more light in his eyes, and holy shit, does that look real. That's ridiculous. Again, this is why you should have sent it to me. I would have sent it back if you wanted it back, but I just wanted to show people what I knew was there. And it's frustrating when you're watching those early reviews come out. I mean, good for them, honestly, but why wouldn't you want your figure to be shown like this? First impressions are so important. But it's happening now, and that's the main thing. It looks incredible. It might be one of the realest 1/6 scale figures I've ever shot anything. It's crazy. Imagine Aragorn. Holy hell. Get really up close here, and the stubble is probably the best I've seen. The jawline, I mean, you can't see the eyes, but how real does that look? And then when I move up just a little bit and we see them, oh, with the dark makeup around the eyes as well, that makes it look even more intense. That is insane. The Inarts are definitely worth the hype. I mean, this is incredible. Just from head to toe on a completely different level. And it's very exciting to see something like this in person. And I was thinking back to that whole period of time before this came out, and I was going back and forth with the person sending my messages to Inart. When I said I appreciate the offer of the discount, but to realize how much work goes into the videos that I'm going to do of the piece if I get it. You know, the review is going to be, I mean, if they had sent me the figure early to review like they did with some of the other YouTubers, obviously the review would have been way more in depth than this one. I would have shown you, you know, every accessory close up, and it would be probably an hour and a half long video, but that's fine. You can always come back and watch it in chunks. But it would have been a lot longer and more in depth than this one. But while I appreciated the offer of the discount to get the figure and review it, I knew that other people were not paying. You know, they were just getting a sample, like I do with Caustic Plastic and Slice Stallone Shop at the moment. Those companies send a sample nice and early, and I do my review, and it puts collectors' minds at rest. It gives them peace of mind and entertainment. That's what these videos are. I mean, they're barely reviews. I don't like to even call them reviews. I just want to show you the figure and have fun filming it and put your minds at rest. Or if there's anything to let you know about, to be wary of, to make sure that that's done too. But in this case, there's not much to complain about. And I think, you know, a video that looks like this, all the Lightbox videos that go out are all well and good. I love those. I'm lying, I don't love them, but I think they're a bit sterile, a bit soulless, a bit clinical looking, but that's actually good for a review, you know, clinical. I get it, you know. I watch Justin's reviews like crazy. He makes me spend a lot of money. I love his videos. But me personally, I wouldn't do a Lightbox video. I'd do something more atmospheric, especially for Batman. It needs to be seen like this. I mean, it's dark, but he's very well lit. He's in a dark room, but he's got about 4 different lights around him. And it gives a really cinematic look. And that's all I was trying to get across to Inart. If I could speak to them one-on-one, then maybe we could work together in the future, and I could bring you some early reviews. And I know from videos that I see on YouTube that does piss off a lot of collectors, and I understand that the early batches go to reviewers instead of the customers, and customers are waiting. I mean, I'd hate that, waiting for a figure that I really want to get my hands on. But if those videos are going to happen anyway, regardless of how you feel about it, wouldn't you like at least one of the collectors who get the figure to show you videos like this nice and early? This kind of footage where you look at it and think, holy shit, I am so glad that I pre-ordered this, because now it's sold out. I don't know if this is sold out, but it wouldn't surprise me, because this is absolutely amazing. But Inart, I'm here if you want to work together. For me, honestly, on my heart and soul, it is not about getting free figures for me. It is about putting out content like this and showing people these pieces of art in the right way, and just bringing them to life on screen. That's what I absolutely love to do. I've got enough stuff. I don't need more free stuff, but I'm also not going to pay for something when I'm working very hard for days and nights on end, bringing you the content that's going to make collectors feel very satisfied with their purchase and give them peace of mind for what they've spent their money on. I'm just here doing what I love. Gosh, and I remember, like, how much of it was a dick move for Hot Toys to not include that grapnel gun or whatever it's called you know, with the standard version of the Batman figure. The Hot Toys one didn't come with the gun. You had the holster but no gun. I had to get that custom with one of the collars that I got. But you definitely get it with the Inart figure. That's a really nice bit of kit right there. Very nicely painted. You get the handcuffs in the box as well. I think I remember Justin saying the little darts there or whatever are actually die cast on his gauntlet. And that's pretty cool. But the weathering on these gloves, check out the detail on them. That is just stunning. They look real. I love the kind of business end on the knuckles there. That would seriously hurt getting punched by this Batman. All those little details. Little scrapes and scuffs. There's even weathering on the cape as well. You can see kind of dried mud or something. Super impressive. I love the color tone as well. Seems perfect to me. Take a look at these boots. Very nicely sculpted and painted. Lots of weathering. And the yellow sections, these little yellow bits, they're not as bright as they are on the Hot Toys one. They're a bit more subtle, and I think that's the way they're supposed to be. But lovely weathering on these as well. Very convincing. Got a split cut there for articulation, but with the not so strong magnets in the base and the articulation point there at the ankle, he's just a little bit untrustworthy when it comes to leaving him alone standing in a room. I would definitely take some precautions there and make him nice and secure. All those accessories, just so much good stuff. All those little tricks of the trade. Love all this detail going up the leg. Just so much going on, but none of it looks too busy. You know, that's what I like about it. It all seems practical, apart from his really big cape, which he never used in the movie. Other than to look like Batman, he has to have his cape, but they could have at least chucked in some kind of scene where he at least used it to conceal himself in the shadows or something. Isn't that right, Brucey? Look at that. The hair looks really real. Little pose with him holding on to the empty cowl. Very nice to get one of these, especially when you get an unmasked head sculpt. And I can imagine collectors having trouble deciding whether to go cowlless, holding the cowl maybe, with the amazing Bruce Wayne head, or fully Batmaned up to the max. I'd probably have to go full Batman, because it looks so badass. But this is ridiculously real. Absolutely jaw-dropping work. Here is one of the other mouth plates. You get 3 of them. This is kind of a mid-sentence kind of look. Again, really impressive detail, and the teeth are also very convincing. I'll put the eyes facing forward again with this different mouth plate, just to show you how it looks. There is the last one, which is the most aggressive, and I'll try that now. Articulation's really good. He can do all the stuff. Got double bend in the elbows, you can get the arms up nice and high. He's got good bend in his knee. I know it's a bit dark right now, but I'll show you all that stuff in the showcase video later. But he can definitely do it all, and looks great doing it. Very natural. Love that paler skin tone. And the eyes cutting through in the darkness. The light bouncing off his armour. Alright, there it is. It's actually really cool, especially when you put his fists up. How he looks badass. He's coming to get you. You better be acting right at night, or the Dark Knight himself will pound your ass into the next life. Especially if he's all juiced up. He loves a bit of that sauce, gets it in him, makes him kind of crazy, and just starts pounding on fools, letting them know what time it is on Gotham. It's justice time. Time for justice. He is justice. He is the Batman. And this is the Inart Batman figure. I'm gonna give it 9. Oh man, it's such a great looking figure. But the cape, I can't let that slide. A nice draped cape would have been nice, and this would have been one of the best figures ever made. And it still is one of the best figures ever made, I think. But that draped cape is pretty essential, because this one's quite nasty to look at, to be honest with you, unless you're very strategic about how you shoot it. So yeah, I give him a 9.5, almost a 10. I'm docking a half a point for the cape. And it would be nice to get some stronger magnets in the base. Other than that, Inart are definitely one to keep your eye on. Let's hope they get the rights to bring us a really good 1/6 scale Batman Begins, the one that we all deserve, you know. But incredible, 9.5. Thank you, Logan, for sending this to review, man. Thank you so much for trusting me with your figure that you paid for. And I really, really, really appreciate that, sir. Everyone thank him in the comments if you could. Absolute legend. And I'll see you soon. I'll bring you a showcase video with more poses, all that good stuff, and the comparison video. This is not the only video I'm doing. It's just the review. So, very impressed. 9.5. Highly recommended. Drop a like on it for me, folks. That's important. If you're going to support the channel one way, do it that way. Just hit the like button so more people will find the video. Thus, the channel. And let me know what you're thinking in the comments. Check me out on Instagram. There will be plenty of pictures going up on there. I'll see you soon. Take it easy. Bye bye.